What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Super Beamer Brothers. Thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Fabio, and today we will actually be fixing the E28 taillight. The reason why we're doing that, if you don't recall, is because the taillight's actually been broken and pulled out somewhat. It's caused some damage to the corner panel. I'll put a clip in here to show you how the quarter panel looks. And if you can see here, it's bent and kind of just pulled out. So we're going to be actually taking care of that today, and we'll actually also be taking care of a few other things having to do with the lighting and testing the bulbs. So let's get to it. There it is, it's out. Wasn't too bad, literally took 5 minutes. It was 6 8mm bolts. And if you're actually curious as to what I'm working on right now, go watch the reveal video that I posted. It's actually the first video on the channel. So go ahead and watch that to see what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. And in the meantime, when you come back, you can resume, see what we're starting to do here. But just removed it, let's move on to getting the new one back on. Careful putting stuff like this back in because the backings of these are still plastic, and the way that they're constructed, they're just inlaid bolts, you know, that are in the plastic. They could just break right off, especially with how old these are getting in their original condition, you know. So you want to just be real gentle until you can find the sweet spot in which they want to slide in. Looks like we did get some damage from when this was actually crashed into. So I'm gonna see about just kind of straightening this out. A piece of wood or something just to push it back a little bit. Because you can see that this here, I'm bringing you a little closer. You can see that this piece here is kind of creating a little pop, a little up dent, not allowing the taillight to sit in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to push that down without damaging it too much. I mean, it's already kind of scraped up, but it's okay. Let's figure it out. So what I went ahead and did was remove the other taillight so I can take note of how straight this line is supposed to be. So this is the other side here, and if you notice, there's not a lot of deviation in this bottom line here. And if you skip back to when I first took this other one off, there was a bump in it. And as you just saw, I took a piece of wood with a flat end and I went ahead and struck it here and here to pull the dent out. It just pulled it out like this because it was pushed in, and it took the dent out really nicely. And I am almost certain that this taillight is going to slide in just easily now. Perfect. If you just saw not even a minute ago, I couldn't get this thing on because it was bent on the inside. So just knowing that it slipped right in the way it did, great sign. And I'm just gonna bolt this right up. I'm gonna re-bolt the other one up because I took it off for reference, but this is awesome. I'm glad it fit. This is great. All right, guys, they're in and they look amazing. I mean, amazing as in not broken, cracked, or anything like that. It's cosmetically much better now. The only problem is that I can see in the future is the line on the side. Let me show you. So this line here, just kind of, because it's been pushed in, the sheet metal here has been pushed in so far, it kind of separated from the original spacing that the taillight was supposed to have. Because if you look on the good side, it's nice and tight. I'm gonna have to live with it. It hurts my heart to look at that, but it'll be fine. It's gonna be fine. It already looks a million times better. Check that out. All right, next project with this is supposed to make the taillights work. They don't work right now. So let's test them out and see if they're actually working now, because that might have had something to do with it. Who knows? Let's check it out. Let's try it. All right, so brake lights don't work. A lot of the lights don't work, and this kind of sucks. But I managed to test a few of the bulbs. One of the bulbs looked fine, but actually wasn't. And I'm gonna show you guys a quick little trick with the 9-volt battery to check these bulbs. So, this is a turn signal bulb right here. And the way these bulbs work is that this outer casing on the bulb is actually ground. And the center here is your positive. So on a 9-volt battery, if you see here, one side should say negative, which would be your ground or your negative, and the other side's your positive, your hot. So you hook up an alligator clip to the hot and an alligator clip to the negative. Hopefully they don't pop off. So once that's ready, make sure that they don't touch. You just set the bulb down. Be easier this way. You touch the negative to the outside, right? And then the positive, you just touch on the tip. And it should light up if it's good. If it's not, it won't. In this case, it's not. And even if you're looking at the filament and it doesn't look to be separated, it still won't work if it's bad. So we'll take this bulb, which is the other side of the turn signal, and we'll test that one. As you can see, this one also looks like it has a good filament. So you touch the outside with the negative. Doesn't even have to really be tight, it just has to touch it. And then the center with the positive. And look at that, it turns on. See? So we know this bulb works, and this is our bad bulb. So you can do that with all of the bulbs in the back, which is what we're gonna do right now. Go get replacements, throw them all in, and see if the lights still don't come out. Either way, they need to be replaced if I plan to drive this car around. It's not a hard test. You can do it at home, and I trust that. I mean, if you blow a bulb, you blow a bulb. At least it's not high voltage or anything. Try it at home and see how you can diagnose these things without having to drive over to the AutoZone or O'Reilly's or whatever you have near you that's an auto parts store, and just do it yourself. Not that bad. And plus, you get to learn a little bit. Alright guys, it was as simple as changing out the bulbs and cleaning the contact points from the socket to the housing. That's it. And just like that, guys, we have functioning taillights, beautiful looking taillights, and legal, because we have taillights, turn signals, and brake lights. I almost forgot that. So if you guys are trying to do this at home, just remember it's just an 8mm nut to get the actual taillights out. And I'm sure yours has inner paneling that you need to remove, but it's super easy. It's so easy, anybody can do it. Just go get an 8mm socket and get to work. You guys don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Please and thank you. Have a great day. Take care.